All right, hello. Second week of Great Lent, Thursday. Isaiah 6, 1 through 12, Genesis 5, 1 through 24, and Proverbs 6, 3 through 20. Isaiah 6, 1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above it stood seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one cried to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. We chant that in liturgy. And the posts of the door were shaken by the voice of him who cried out, and the house was filled with smoke. Then I said, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a live coal, which he had taken with the tongs from the altar. And he touched my mouth with it, and said, Behold, this has touched your lips. Your iniquity is taken away, and your sin purged. I also heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, Here I am, or here am I, send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, keep on hearing, but do not understand. Keep on seeing, but do not perceive. Make the heart of this people dull, and their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and return and be healed. Then I said, Lord, how long? And he answered, Until the cities are laid waste, and without inhabitant. The houses are without a man, the land is utterly desolate. The Lord has removed men far away, and the forsaken places are many in the midst of the land. Isaiah's vision. God can be known clearly through created nature, yet more clearly through inspired men of God, and most clearly in the Lord Christ. The inspired men of God before the coming of the Lord Christ were the prophets. Among the first of these was Isaiah the son of Amos. The Spirit of God opened his sight, and he saw that which other men did not see. Therefore he called his message to the people a vision. How the prophets saw the mysteries of heaven and of future happenings is not recorded. That can only be experienced by those to whom it is given by God to do so. The visions of the holy prophets are true, for the words and heavenly apparitions in these visions were indeed later confirmed. They are true, and therefore have served men well, turning them from evil to good. They are true, further, because the prophets fearlessly revealed them without regard for the suffering that they endured as a result, and even without regard for the horrible death which many of them suffered. What did Isaiah receive from the earth and from men for his visions? Riches, honor, a high calling. He was sawn asunder by the Jews. This is riches and honor and high calling, to suffer for the truth of Christ. Let us therefore listen to God's prophets, for they are paths that lead to the city of the great King. They are rays of the great Sun of Righteousness, Christ, who illumines men with the light of heaven. Bishop Nikolai Velimirovic. Prologue 1, August, Book 80, pages 494-495. Abba Muthas said, In proportion as a man draws near to God, it is proper that he should regard himself as a sinner. For the prophet Isaiah, who saw the Lord, calls himself wretched and unclean. Athanasius of Alexandria, Palladius, Jerome, et al. Paradise of the Fathers, book number 21, volume 2, 552, page 124. By the way, if you ever have the opportunity to purchase the Paradise of the Fathers, the Desert Fathers, I think it's a 3-book series or 2-book series. It's really good. All right. Seraphim are associated with the laver, Psalm 51:7, and cleansing from sin before access to the divine presence and before serving. The cherubim may be said to have to do with the altar. In our divine liturgy, Holy, Holy, Holy Lord of Sabaoth is commemorated from this passage. Yeah, I said we chant that during liturgy. Genesis 5:1. This is the book of the genealogy of Adam in the day that God created man. He made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female, and blessed them and called them mankind in the day where they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, and begot a son of his own likeness after his image, and named him Seth. After he begot Seth, the days of Adam were 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. So all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Seth lived 105 years, and begot Enosh. After he begot Enosh, Seth lived 807 years, and begot sons and daughters. So all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. Enosh lived 90 years, and begot Canaan. After he begot Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years, and begot sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. Canaan lived 70 years, and begot Mahalaleel. After he begot Mahalaleel, Canaan lived 840 years, and begot sons and daughters. So all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. Mahalaleel lived 65 years, and begot Jared. After he begot Jared, Mahalaleel lived 830 years, and begot sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalaleel were 895 years, and he died. Jared lived 162 years, and begot Enoch. And after he begot Enoch, Jared lived 800 years, and begot sons and daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. Enoch lived 65 years, and begot Methuselah. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years, and begot sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. The generations of Adam. For Adam too, though he received grace from the first, and upon his creation was at once placed in paradise, differed in no respect either from Enoch, who was translated there after some time from his birth on his pleasing God, or from the apostle, who likewise was caught up to paradise after his actions. 2 Corinthians 12:4. No, not from him who once was a thief, who on the ground of his confession received a promise that he should be forthwith in paradise. St. Athanasius on the Decrees, chapter 3, book 12, volumes 4, page 154. Proverbs 6. So do this, my son. Proverbs 6, verse 3. So do this, my son, and deliver yourself, for you have come into the hand of your friend. Go and humble yourself. Plead with your friend. Give no sleep to your eyes, nor slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, and like a bird from the hand of the fowler. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, which having no captain, overseer, or ruler, provides her supplies in the summer, and gathers her food in the harvest. How long will you slumber, O sluggard? When will you rise from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall your poverty come on you like a robber, and your need like an armed man. A worthless person, a wicked man, walks with a perverse mouth. He winks with his eyes, he shuffles his feet, he points with his fingers. Perversity is in his heart. He devises evil continually. He sows discord. Therefore his calamity shall come suddenly, and suddenly he shall be broken without remedy. These 6 things the Lord hates, yes, 7 are an abomination to him: a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that are swift to running to evil, a false witness who speaks lies, and one who sows discord among brethren. My son, keep your father's command, and do not forsake the law of your mother. Deliver yourself, for you have come into the hand of your friend. He is a true friend who, when his brother is tempted, endures with him, without anxiety or consternation, his sorrows, privations, afflictions, and tribulations, as though they were his own. St. Maximus the Confessor, 3rd century, on love. Text number 79, Philokalia, book 9. I heard a letter written by St. Theophan the Recluse today, but on another channel. It had an extremely good message, related indirectly to readings about how we should, the purpose of our life, how we should spend our life. Basically, focusing on God, doing what's in front of us, accepting that what comes to us is God's will, and spending every day in a routine of doing what needs to be done with God in mind, and with the end in mind, like, where we're going, to the grave, So if we try to spend our time with that pattern, just whatever comes to us, whatever we're supposed to be doing at that particular time, what needs to be done, with God in mind, with our end in mind, with our, dying in mind, and Judgment Day, everything will work out. That's a really, it's obvious, it's common sense, and it's very simple, but it's amazing how difficult it seems to do that, even though it's really just a matter of doing what needs to be done. So I'm not very good at it. I'm still working at it. Just part of why I'm doing this little project here. This is a good way to spend my free time. So pray for me, a sinner. God bless. Over and out. I've got other books I want to read too. I read that one too much probably, but it's Lent, so I like to read the Bible and the lives of the saints during Lent. But I got another book here. I don't think this one's by an Orthodox author though. No, it's not. But it looks interesting. It's about the path that the planet is on, Earth, people, cultures, and the prophecies, how they relate to the Bible. I'm not going to advertise it though, because I haven't read it and I don't know if it's any good or not. You got to be careful when you read stuff that's not writings of the saints, because a lot of times it's like watching TV these days. All the TV programs have subliminal, suggestive propaganda, or trying to normalize things that are not healthy or normal. A lot of political stuff, messages in it. And religious books can do the same thing with heresy. They'll take good stuff and they'll mix it up with stuff that's not Orthodox. So, gotta be careful with that. All right, so pray for me, a sinner. God bless. Over and out.